What if I told you that the difference between the people who dream and the people who win is not talent, not luck, not connections, but energy? The kind of energy that walks into a room before you even say a word. The kind of energy that turns ordinary effort into unstoppable momentum. The kind of energy called enthusiasm. Right now, somewhere in America, someone with fewer resources than you is winning. Someone with less experience is rising. Someone with more obstacles is breaking through. Why? Because they are not just working, they are working with fire. They are not just showing up, they are showing up with intensity, belief, and emotional commitment. In this country, opportunity is everywhere. But it does not respond to hesitation. It responds to boldness. It responds to certainty. It responds to people who act like their dreams are already in motion. And the fastest way to unlock that response is through enthusiasm. This is not about fake excitement. It is not about shouting louder than everyone else. It is about igniting something real inside you, a decision that from this day forward, you will approach your goals with power instead of pressure, with belief instead of doubt, with energy instead of excuses, because here's the truth. Your future does not depend only on what you do. It depends on how you do it. The spirit behind your actions determines the size of your results. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been working hard but not seeing breakthroughs, if you've been waiting for motivation to find you, this message is for you. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you're about to hear could completely shift the way you approach your goals, your career, your relationships, and your life. Today we talk about a principle that has built leaders, created empires, and turned ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Act with enthusiasm and watch success follow you. Enthusiasm is a magnetic force because it carries a frequency of certainty, passion, and positive expectation that naturally draws people, opportunities, and favorable circumstances toward you. Just as a magnet pulls iron toward itself, a person filled with genuine enthusiasm attracts attention, trust, and collaboration without force or manipulation. This happens because enthusiasm signals belief. When you are deeply enthusiastic about your goal, your tone changes, your posture shifts, your eyes brighten, and your words carry conviction. Others sense this emotional intensity, and it influences how they respond to you. People are instinctively drawn to confidence and energy because it suggests clarity and direction. They feel safer investing their time, support, or resources in someone who radiates belief rather than doubt. Opportunities often appear to favor certain individuals not because of luck, but because their enthusiasm keeps them alert, proactive, and open to possibilities that others overlook. Enthusiasm sharpens perception. It makes you notice connections, ideas, and chances that align with your vision. It also increases persistence, and persistence keeps you in motion long enough for opportunity to meet preparation. In business, leadership, or personal growth, enthusiasm builds momentum. When you approach tasks with excitement rather than reluctance, your productivity increases, your creativity expands, and your resilience strengthens. This heightened state of engagement creates better results, and better results attract further opportunities. Even challenges respond differently to an enthusiastic mindset. Instead of appearing as barriers, they become puzzles to solve or stepping stones to climb. This shift in perception fuels continued action, and action is the engine of achievement. Moreover, enthusiasm influences social dynamics in powerful ways. It is contagious. When you express it sincerely, others begin to mirror that energy. Teams perform better under leaders who demonstrate passion. Clients respond more positively to professionals who believe in their work. And relationships deepen when one party brings emotional vitality into the interaction. Enthusiasm also strengthens your internal magnetism by aligning your thoughts and emotions with your goals. When desire and action move in the same direction, you generate a focused intensity that naturally attracts alignment in your environment. Rather than chasing success with desperation, you draw it closer by embodying the energy of commitment and expectation, creating a powerful cycle where belief fuels action, action produces progress, and progress strengthens belief, continuously increasing your personal influence and the opportunities that surround you. Energy determines results because the spirit behind your action influences the quality, consistency, and impact of everything you do. Two individuals can perform the same task, invest the same number of hours, and possess similar skills, yet achieve dramatically different outcomes simply because of the energy they bring to their work. Energy is the invisible ingredient that shapes execution. When you act with high emotional intensity, confidence, focus, belief, and enthusiasm, your mind becomes sharper, your body more engaged, and your creativity more active. This heightened state allows you to solve problems faster, communicate more persuasively, and remain resilient under pressure. Low energy, on the other hand, weakens effort. When action is driven by doubt, fear, boredom, or obligation, it lacks precision and conviction. Mistakes increase, persistence fades, and opportunities slip by unnoticed because the mind is not fully alert. Energy also determines how others perceive and respond to you. People may not always analyze your strategy, but they immediately feel your presence. If your energy communicates certainty and passion, others are more likely to trust you, follow you, and collaborate with you. If it communicates hesitation and uncertainty, resistance naturally arises. This dynamic operates in leadership, business, relationships, and personal growth. High energy creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence sustains further action. This cycle compounds over time, producing exponential results. Furthermore, the energy you invest shapes the durability of your efforts. When your work is powered by strong emotional commitment, fatigue feels lighter and setbacks become temporary obstacles rather than permanent defeats. Energy influences interpretation. A challenge approached with powerful energy becomes a test of growth. The same challenge approached with drained energy feels like proof of limitation. Your internal state determines whether you advance or retreat. Even ideas respond differently to varying levels of energy. A vision held with intense emotional belief activates imagination and resourcefulness, while a vision entertained casually remains weak and unformed. Energy also directs focus. When your emotional intensity aligns with your goal, distractions lose their appeal because your mind is locked onto purpose. This alignment increases efficiency and productivity without requiring additional hours. Ultimately, results are not solely the product of time or technique, but of the force behind them. The world responds to intensity. Markets respond to conviction. Teams respond to passion. Personal growth responds to committed emotional engagement. When you elevate your internal energy, you elevate the standard of your performance, and the quality of your performance determines the level of your outcomes. Belief fuels enthusiasm because enthusiasm cannot exist in a mind filled with doubt. When you truly believe in your vision, your potential, and the possibility of success, a natural excitement begins to rise within you. That excitement is not forced, it is generated from conviction. Belief gives emotional permission to act boldly. Without belief, action feels risky, heavy, and uncertain. With belief, action feels purposeful and necessary. The difference is profound. When you believe something is achievable, your mind begins searching for ways to make it happen rather than reasons why it cannot. This mental shift creates momentum. Belief strengthens focus, sharpens attention, and increases your willingness to invest effort over long periods of time. Enthusiasm grows in that environment because you are emotionally connected to an outcome you trust can become real. Doubt drains energy. It questions every step, magnifies obstacles, and interprets setbacks as proof of failure. Belief, however, interprets obstacles as temporary and setbacks as lessons. This interpretation protects enthusiasm from being extinguished by difficulty. When your belief is strong, criticism does not weaken you, it challenges you. Delays do not discourage you, they refine your strategy. Belief also shapes how you speak about your goals. Your language becomes assertive rather than hesitant. Your body language communicates certainty instead of insecurity. Others sense this assurance, and their response reinforces your enthusiasm even further. The stronger your belief, the more consistent your emotional intensity becomes. Enthusiasm is sustained not by occasional motivation, but by steady conviction. That conviction acts like fuel in an engine, keeping your drive alive even when visible results are slow to appear. Belief transforms imagination into expectation. When you expect success, your behavior aligns with that expectation. You prepare more thoroughly, persist more patiently, and recover more quickly from setbacks. This alignment strengthens enthusiasm because each action feels meaningful rather than random. Belief also reduces fear. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but belief replaces uncertainty with trust in your capability and your path. As fear diminishes, enthusiasm expands to fill the space. The emotional state created by belief becomes self-reinforcing. Each small achievement confirms your faith, and that confirmation intensifies your enthusiasm. In this way, belief and enthusiasm operate together in a powerful cycle, where conviction sparks passionate action, and passionate action produces progress that deepens conviction. Enthusiasm eliminates fear because it shifts your emotional focus from imagined failure to anticipated success. Fear thrives in hesitation, uncertainty, and overthinking. It grows stronger when the mind dwells on worst-case scenarios, rejection, criticism, or loss. Enthusiasm, however, redirects attention toward possibility, growth, and achievement. When you are genuinely enthusiastic about a goal, your desire becomes stronger than your doubt. This emotional intensity reduces the space fear has to operate. You cannot be fully enthusiastic and paralyzed at the same time because enthusiasm generates movement. It urges you to act, to speak, to try, and to persist. Fear depends on inaction. Enthusiasm creates momentum. Once momentum begins, fear weakens because action produces evidence of capability. Each step forward, no matter how small, proves that progress is possible, and this proof diminishes the authority fear once held over your decisions. Enthusiasm also alters your perception of risk. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, you begin to see them as opportunities to demonstrate courage and skill. This change in interpretation is powerful because fear often exaggerates danger while minimizing potential reward. Enthusiasm balances that distortion by magnifying the value of success and the lessons within failure. It energizes your mind, increasing focus and creativity, which further reduces anxiety because you feel more prepared and resourceful. Physiologically, enthusiasm raises your energy level, sharpens your posture, and strengthens your voice, while fear tends to shrink your presence and weaken your expression. The body responds to emotional states, and when you consistently choose enthusiastic engagement, your physica signals reinforce confidence rather than apprehension. In social situations, enthusiasm encourages connection and openness, whereas fear promotes withdrawal and silence. By expressing passion and conviction, you replace self-consciousness with purpose. Fear often centers on how you are being judged. Enthusiasm centers on what you are trying to achieve. This outward focus weakens self-doubt. Additionally, enthusiasm strengthens persistence. Fear often causes people to retreat after a setback, interpreting difficulty as confirmation that they should stop. Enthusiasm interprets the same setback as part of the journey, encouraging continued effort. As persistence increases, competence grows, and competence further reduces fear. Over time, enthusiasm builds a resilient mindset in which courage becomes habitual, and fear loses its influence over choices and actions. Persistence becomes powerful with passion because effort alone is not enough to sustain long-term success. Many people work hard for a short period of time, but without emotional connection to their goal, that effort eventually turns into exhaustion. Passion transforms persistence from forced discipline into willing commitment. When you are passionate about what you are pursuing, your drive is not dependent on external rewards or immediate results. It is fueled by internal desire. This internal fire gives meaning to repetition, struggle, and sacrifice. Tasks that might feel overwhelming without passion become purposeful steps. When passion is present, you no longer see effort as a burden. You see it as an investment in something you deeply care about. Passion strengthens your tolerance for discomfort. Every worthwhile goal requires sustained action through uncertainty and delay. Without passion, delays create frustration and setbacks create discouragement. With passion, delays become preparation and setbacks become refinement. Passion gives emotional resilience to persistence. It protects your consistency when motivation fluctuates. Motivation can be temporary and dependent on mood, but passion is rooted in identity and belief. When your goal aligns with who you are and what you value, quitting feels more painful than continuing. This alignment intensifies your persistence because your work reflects your purpose. Passion also enhances the quality of your effort. Persistent action performed with emotional intensity is sharper, more creative, and more focused. You are more likely to seek improvement, learn from mistakes, and adjust strategies rather than repeating the same actions blindly. This intelligent persistence produces progress. Furthermore, passion makes time feel different. Hours spent working towards something meaningful feel productive rather than draining. This perception reduces burnout and increases endurance. People often admire persistent individuals without realizing that what sustains them is not mere discipline, but a deep emotional attachment to their vision. Passion gives persistence direction and strength. It transforms routine into ritual and struggle into growth. When obstacles appear, passion reminds you why you began, reconnecting you to the larger purpose behind your effort. This reconnection renews your energy and reinforces your commitment to continue advancing despite difficulty. Over time, persistence powered by passion compounds into mastery, influence, and tangible achievement. Success follows emotional commitment because results are ultimately shaped by the depth of your internal dedication rather than the surface level of your intentions. Emotional commitment goes beyond wishing, hoping, or casually trying. It is a state where your thoughts, feelings, and actions are aligned with a definite purpose. When you are emotionally committed, your goal is no longer something you attempt when convenient. It becomes something you pursue regardless of circumstances. This level of engagement changes how you make decisions. You begin choosing action that support your vision even when those choices require sacrifice. Distractions lose their power because your emotions are anchored to a clear objective. Emotional commitment strengthens consistency, and consistency builds measurable progress. Without emotional attachment, goals remain fragile. The first obstacle creates doubt, and the first delay weakens enthusiasm. With emotional commitment, obstacles are interpreted as part of the path rather than signals to stop. This mindset increases resilience because your heart is invested, not just your time. Emotional commitment also sharpens focus. When you care deeply, your attention naturally concentrates on improvement, learning, and execution. You become more aware of opportunities connected to your aim because your mind is constantly tuned to it. This awareness increases the likelihood of recognizing openings that others ignore. In relationships and leadership, emotional commitment inspires trust. People respond to sincerity and dedication. When they sense that your commitment is genuine, they are more inclined to support, collaborate, and invest. This support accelerates progress. Emotional commitment also enhances creativity. Strong feelings activate imagination and resourcefulness, enabling you to find solutions under pressure. Rather than retreating during difficulty, you search for alternatives with determination. The intensity of your attachment fuels perseverance, and perseverance compounds results over time. Emotional commitment transforms goals from abstract ideas into personal missions. It embeds your ambition into your identity, making success not merely desirable but necessary. When your emotional state consistently reinforces your objective, your behavior aligns with that objective automatically. Daily habits become intentional, preparation becomes thorough, and performance becomes focused. As these aligned actions accumulate, outcomes begin to reflect the depth of your internal dedication. In conclusion, acting with enthusiasm is not a motivational slogan, it is a principle of achievement. When you combine belief, powerful energy, fearless action, passionate persistence, and deep emotional commitment, you create a force that naturally moves you toward success. Enthusiasm transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary performance. It turns obstacles into stepping stones and delays into preparation. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your resilience, and attracts the right people and opportunities into your life. Success is not random. It responds to intensity, conviction, and consistent action. When your heart is fully engaged, your mind becomes creative, your actions become bold, and your results begin to reflect the power within you. The moment you decide to act with enthusiasm in everything you do, you shift from waiting for opportunity to creating it. Let your energy speak before your words do. Let your passion drive you when circumstances test you. Let your belief remain stronger than your fear. When you move with fire in your spirit and certainty in your purpose, success has no choice but to follow your lead. I wish you strength in your efforts, clarity in your vision, courage in your challenges, and unwavering enthusiasm in your journey ahead. May every step you take bring you closer to the life you are determined to build. Good luck in all that you pursue, and thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to growth.